Jakataruk was a dashing and diligent. However, he was sometimes careless. For a few times, his crop field had been destroyed by mice because he gave too much trust to someone else who took care of it. One day, when Jakataruk passed the Nim Lake, he heard some giggles and laughs of some people who were bathing under the fountain. He was curious, so he peeped through the bushes. There were 7 beautiful ladies in the Nim Lake. Maybe they're fairies, Jakataruk thought. Accidentally, he found a pink scarf that belonged to one of the fairies near the bushes. Jakataruk instantly took it and hid it. Crack! Accidentally, Jakataruk stepped on twigs. "Human!" said one of the fairies. "Let's get back! Hurry!" she said. They pulled over quickly and wore their scarves. Their scarves were colorful: red, white, blue, green, orange, indigo, and... "Where is my scarf?" one of the fairies shouted. She couldn't find her pink scarf. She was youngest fairy. They tried to search for it around the lake, but they didn't find it. "We're sorry, Pink Fairy. We have to go back to Kayangan," said the Red Fairy. "You go find it by yourself. We will wait for you in Kayangan," she said in empathy. "But sister," Nawang Wulan was about to cry, "it must be somewhere around this lake. We are leaving now," said the Blue Fairy. At last, the 6 fairies flew to the sky following the waves of the rainbow. Nawang Wulan saw them leaving in tears. "Excuse me," said Jakataruk politely. "Are you okay?" asked Jakataruk, startling the Pink Fairy. Nawang Wulan moved backward. "Who are you?" she asked. Jakataruk smiled. "I'm Jakataruk. I was passing by and I saw you crying, so I came to see you," he lied. Nawang Wulan revealed her story. "I can't fly without the scarf," she said. Jakataruk then gave Nawang Wulan a fabric to cover her body and asked her to come home with him. At first, Nawang Wulan refused the offer, but since she didn't know where to go, Nawang Wulan finally decided to follow Jakataruk. After staying for almost a month in Jakataruk's house, they decided to get married. Nawang Wulan was willing to be a mortal human, for she loved Jakataruk. Time passed by, and after a year, they had a beautiful daughter named Kumalasari. They lived happily. Slowly, Nawang Wulan forgot Kayangan and her scarf. She wanted to live together with Jakataruk and Kumalasari forever. Jakataruk was also happy to live with Nawang Wulan and Kumalasari, especially because he always got a lot of harvest since he married the Pink Fairy. In each harvest time, Jakataruk always shared his harvest with the needy neighbors. Sometimes, he couldn't even keep his harvest in his barn because his barn was always full. "So weird," Jakataruk mumbled to himself. "Nawang Wulan cooked every day, but why is my barn always full?" he mumbled as he scratched his head. Jakataruk became more curious. He wanted to ask his wife why his barn is always full. However, he had not found the right time yet. "Aren't you going to field, honey?" Nawang Wulan asked as she saw Jakatarup was still home. Jakatarup smiled. I want to stay home today. I'd like to take care of Kumalasari, he explained. Well, I will wash the clothes then. Please keep an eye on Kumalasari, asked Nawangwulan. Oh, I'm cooking right now. Please don't open the pan cover before it's done, she said just before she left. Dug! Jakatarup's heart beat faster. Could this be the secret? He thought. I'm leaving, honey, said the pink fairy. Yes, sure. Jakatarop snapped out from his daydream. Be careful on your way, he said. What happened next? After the pink fairy left, Jakatarop curiously opened the pink cover. Huh? There's only one single paddy rice? Jakatarop was afraid. How come? No wonder my barn was never empty, he said. Before lunch, Nawangwulan came home. She dried the clothes she had washed, then headed to the kitchen to see the rice she had cooked. What happened when the pan was opened? Honey, Nawangwulan called her husband in an upset voice as she found that the rice turned into only a few grains. Yes, Jakatarub said as he rushed into the kitchen. Why did you open the pan cover? I asked you not to do it, didn't I? Asked Nawangwulan. I... I'm sorry, I was curious, Jakatarub said as he started to realize his fault. Ever since, Nawangwulan never cooked the rice with only a single paddy. The rice in the barn was slowly lessened. Now Jakatarup had to work harder to fill his barn. One day, the barn was completely empty. Stepping slowly into the barn, Nawangwulan found only a few paddies. When she took one of them, she found something. Scarf? My pink scarf, said Nawangwulan startled. So, my husband kept it all this time? She said quietly. After dinner, Nawangwulan showed the yellow scarf that she found in the rice barn. Why was it in the barn, honey? Nawangwulan asked softly but enough to shock Jakatarup. Jakatarup's eyes widened. Who found it? He asked. I did, the pink fairy answered. Our supply in the barn is decreasing as I lost the power I used to have. I can't cook rice with only a single paddy rice, she said. Jakatarup looked down and asked for forgiveness for all his carelessness. Because I have found my scarf, it's time for me to go back to Kayangan. It's where I belong. Nawangwulan said as he was looking at the moon. Jakatarup sat quietly beside the pink fairy. You have to raise Kumalasari properly, honey, said Nawangwulan. Could, could you postpone your wish? Jakatarup begged, hoping that Nawangwulan won't go back to Kayangan. Nawangwulan shook her head. I have lived long enough with you and Kumalasari. I'm not an ordinary human, honey. I have to go back and live my life as a fairy, she explained. The sad day finally came. Nawangwulan had to go back to Kayangan. She had arranged all of Jakatarup and Kumalasari's needs. Don't worry, I will take care of Kumalasari from Kayangan too, said the pink fairy. What if Kumalasari cries? Jakatarup asked as he learned to accept the situation. Nawangwulan took a deep breath. Go take 7 grains of candle nut and put it into the bamboo basket. Shake it as you play the bamboo fife. I will immediately come to see Kumalasari, she explained. Before Nawangwulan left, Jaka Tarub again asked for forgiveness for all of his mistakes. He promised that he will not be careless anymore. I have forgiven you. You don't have to feel guilty. Everything happened for a reason. Maybe this is God's will and we only have to go through it, Nawangwulan explained. Before leaving, Nawangwulan kissed Jaka Tarub's hand and Jaka Tarub kissed her back on her forehead. Then Nawangwulan kissed Kumalasari who was sleeping in Jaka Tarub's embrace with all her love. The next minute, Nawangwulan flew to the bright full moon. Jaka Tarub waved his hand and holding back his tears.